Shalom and welcome to BeritHadasah, otherwise known as the New Testament. We are in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. Now, it is I myself, Shaul, making appeal to you with the meekness and forbearance that came from the Messiah. I who am considered timid when face to face with you by intimidating from the distance. But I beg you not to force me to be intimidating when I am with you, as I expect to be towards some who regard us as living in a worldly way. For although we do live in the world, we do not wage war in a worldly way, because the weapon we use to wage war are not worldly. On the contrary, they have God's power for demolishing strongholds, who demolish arguments and every arrogance that raises itself up against the knowledge of God. We take every thought captive and make it obey the Messiah. And when you have become completely obedient, then we will be ready to punish every act of disobedience. You are looking at the surface of things. If anyone is convinced that he belongs to the Messiah, he should remind himself that we belong to the Messiah as much as he does. For even if I boast a little too much about the authority of the Lord has given to us, authority to build you up, not to tear you down, I am not ashamed. My object is not to seem as if I were terrifying to frighten you with these letters. Someone says his letters are weighty and powerful, but when he appears in person, he is weak, and as a speaker, he is nothing. Such a person should realize that what I say in our letters, when absent, we will do when present. We don't dare class or compare ourselves with someone of the people who advertise themselves in measuring themselves against each other and comparing themselves with each other. They are simply stupid. We will not boast about what lies outside the area of the work which God has given us. Rather, we will boast within our assigned area, and that area does reach as far as you. We are not overextending our boasting as if we had not reached as far as you, for we did come all the way to you with the good news of the Messiah. We will be magnified in our midst in relation to our own area of work, so that we can go on to do even more, namely to proclaim the good news in regions beyond you. Our hope is not to boast about the work already done by someone else. So let anyone who wants to boast about Adonai, because it is not the one who recommends himself who is worthy of approval, but the one whom the Lord recommends. Chapter 11. I would like you to bear with me in a little foolishness. Please do bear with me, for I am jealous for you with God's kind of jealousy, since I promised to present you as a pure virgin in marriage to your one husband, the Messiah. And I fear that somehow your mind may be seduced away from simple and pure devotion to the Messiah, just as you as Hava was deceived by the serpent and his craftiness. For if someone comes and tells you about some other Yeshua than the one we told you about, or if you receive a spirit different from the one you receive, or accept some so-called good news different from the good news you already accepted, and you bear with him well enough, for I don't consider myself in any way inferior to those super emissaries. I may not be a skilled speaker, but I do have the knowledge. Anyhow, we have made this clear to you in every way and in every circumstance. Or did I sin in humbling myself so that you should be exalted in proclaiming God's good news to you free of charge? I robbed other congregations by accepting support from them in order to serve you. And when I was with you and had needs, I do not burden anyone. My needs were met by the brothers who came from Macedonia. In nothing have I been a burden to you, nor will I be. The truthfulness of the Messiah is in me, so that this boast concerning me is not going to be silent anywhere in Acacia. Why won't I ever accept your support? Is it that I don't love you? God knows I do. No, I do it and will go on doing it in order to cut the ground from under those who want an excuse to boast that they work the same way we do. The fact is that such men are pseudo emissaries. They tell lies about their work and masquerade as emissaries of the Messiah. There is nothing surprising in that, for the adversary himself masquerades as an angel of light. So it's no great thing if his works masquerade as servants of righteousness. They will meet the end their deeds deserve. I repeat, don't let anyone think I am a fool, but even if you do, at least receive me as a fool, so that I, too, may do a little boasting. Why am I saying it's not in accordance with the Lord? Rather, this conceited boasting is spoken as the fool would say. Since many people boast in a worldly way, I too will boast this way. For since you yourselves are so wise, you gladly put up with fools. You put up with it if someone makes slaves of you, exploits you, takes you in props himself up, slaps you in the face. To my shame, I must admit that we have been too weak to do such things. But if anyone dares to boast about something, I'm talking like a fool. I am just as daring as they are the Hebrew speakers, so am I. Are they of the people of Israel? So am I. Are they descendants of Abraham? So am I. Are they servants of the Messiah? I am talking like a madman. I am a better one. I've worked much harder than been in prison more often, suffering more beatings, been near death over and over. 5 times I received 40 lashes, less than one, from the Jews. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. I spent a night and a day in the open ocean. In my many travels, I have been exposed to danger from rivers, danger from robbers, danger from my own people, danger from Gentiles, danger in the city, danger in the desert, danger at sea, danger from false brothers. I have toiled and endured hardship, often not had enough sleep, been hungry and thirsty, frequently gone without food, been cold and naked, and besides these external matters, there is the daily pressure of my anxious concern for all the congregations, who is weak without much sharing his weakness, who falls into sin without him burning inside. If I must boast, I will boast about things that show how weak I am. God the Father of the Lord Yeshua, blessed be forever, knows that I am not mine. When I was in the Dalmanuta, the governor under King Aretas had the city of Dalmanuta gathered in order to arrest me. But I was lowered in a basket through an opening in the wall and escaped his clutches. May the Lord bless this reading. May we be as faithful to our Messiah as Paul was. In Yeshua's name. Amen.